And I just want to say a special shout out to my YouTube family. Good morning, man. My Instagram family, my Facebook and TikTok family. You know, TikTok. Y'all be showing up. Thank you so very much for that. And of course, to my family that are listening on the island or whether wherever you may be listening from. I am so eternally grateful that you allowed me in your listening gate. And I'm grateful for that. Now, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a message or two to someone who may be going through something. Seriously, if you're on my Instagram page or whatever social media page it is, would you just write something friendly and that's okay, honey. It's Monday. It's Monday. And would you just write something kind to someone to let them know that they're not in this thing called life by themselves? All right. All right. Now, you know how we do it, right? I do not want to start a show or come into another man's kingdom without saying good morning, how you doing? So I'll say this to my gentle giant and my friend. You guys know him as DJ the Marlin. Marlin the DJ. I know him as friend and gentle giant. Man, you better come on here and help me. How you doing?
I'm having a good Monday. It was an early Monday for me.
Okay,
It was a
all
very
right.
early Monday morning for me.
All right.
So now you can imagine how I'm
Oh
feeling.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, but
So,
just lay
yeah.
back somewhere and just
Yeah. Yeah.
snooze away.
Yeah, man. You're
Yeah,
you're a little sleepy, huh?
yeah. But I'm good.
You're good?
Generally, yes.
Well, I am truly grateful that you are here and I dare not want to, take this moment to say thank you. And I know I say it a lot, I really do, but I need you to know that I am grateful. I'm grateful that you show up not only for me, but for everyone that you've given your word to, man. And you do it with such a beautiful spirit, such a heart. So I am grateful for that. Thank you.
I'm here.
Yeah, man. I always say I'm here. Now, then, I've got to say a very special happy birthday. So, this is me trying to sing happy birthday to someone that really does. God has really blessed me to walk with someone who believes in me, who believes in my dreams. And boy, can my dreams look so big and just unimaginable. But for someone to say, you know what, I got you. You are truly my gift and you are my blessing, and I have obtained favor from the Lord. That's what he says about me. So happy birthday to my amazing husband, Stacy Lamont. So I'm going to sing a happy birthday song to you, boo. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my Stacy. Happy birthday to you. And I got plans for you today. How about that? Now, to my babies at Insula Ray Primary or Infant School, happy Monday. Thank you guys for being so obedient and so attentive to your teachers. Thank you, teachers, for showing up for them babies and administrators. Thank you guys for all that you do. Really, you carry a lot. You do. And sometimes you're not celebrated like you should be celebrated. But I really am grateful that you do show up for them. Thank you very, very much. If this is the very first time that you are tuning in to this show and you're wondering, what is this show about, honey? It is about motivating you. It's about helping you. It's about making sure you understand that you were created and born and designed with purpose, and not just purpose, but his purpose. It's about you rediscovering the truth of who you really are. The Kingdom Show is founded on kingdom principles. And if you're thinking about a kingdom, I want you to think about the governing influence, okay? And authority of a king. Yeah, man. Over a territory, impacting it with his will, his intent, producing a citizenship, and that's you and I of people. who reflect the king's culture, his nature, his values, and his morals. I know, right? I thought it was me too. See, a kingdom is a real place. It's a true place. It's where the citizens reflect the king's lifestyle. When you think about principle, I want you to think about, right, the original intent of something. First things first, all right? In this case, we're talking God's law, his statutes of conducting your life. See, these principles have keys that unlock them, and those keys give us access to what the principle really means. What can you expect from this show? Well, you can expect honesty, openness, and sincerity. It's a little Haas system that I put in place back in 1994 when I was bold enough to think that God would allow me to operate a business. And to date, this business is still in operation. And for that, I am truly grateful. I am. It's a heart for you to grow this show because I need you, especially for the business folk that are saying, you know what, Doc, this year I'm going to launch myself in the deep. I'm going to deploy myself into what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. Then I would challenge you and say, please get busy, start, don't quit, don't look back, don't throw in the towel, all right? After this real quick 20-second break, if that long, we're going to get into this kingdom principle for today, which is just simply states, please, whatever you do, do not forfeit. You're closer than you know. Stay tuned.
A mission to help you rediscover God's purpose for your life. And she does this by teaching you how to change your perspectives according to His original plan for you. If you are experiencing bouts of failure or an inability to do things right, she is here to assist you in ending those thoughts that can indeed lead to a depressing mindset. She calls you to emulate the processes a full scale mind shift requires by replacing religious ideologies and traditions that oftentimes create a sense of struggle. Dr. Tongji provides you with much needed insight, encouragement, and motivation to not only assist you in rediscovering your dreams, but she systematically shows you how to no longer chase them, but how to manifest them. Dr. Tongji is the Caribbean's very own inspirational and motivational speaker, our life and spiritual coach, and someone who delivers hope, encourages our faith, and showcases that we must live a life that is.
As the in the hills, testimonies reveal it's a new day. Trust the one. Remember that it's already done. How dare you do that to me? I am back. Two things that I will not do on this show. Too late, I'm doing them anyway. I will not cry and I will not sweat. But it is something about that song Release because I understand. I understand where I was when the Holy Spirit gave me that song some years ago. And it simply states release. Whew, I could do a whole other show on that one day. Shame on you, gentle giant. All right, let's get started. How many times have you started something? I mean, you put in the work. First, you prayed, then consecrated yourself, your time, you fasted, and you even wrote your vision down. Perhaps you taped it to the wall like I do, or your bathroom mirror, and I'm guilty of that too. And then you did something that most people will not do. You used your imagination. Before you implemented your deployment, excitement was looming. I mean, you had finally made up your mind that you will not quit, no matter what. No matter the struggle, no matter who started with you, then left you, no matter how many no's you received, rejection stinging, and tears are rolling down your face. But it didn't matter because you were thoroughly convinced that this is mine. This is my time. This is my season. And there are many reasons why I gotta finish what I start. Follow me. Then you declared, and my God, who is greater in me than he that is in the world, will do exceeding abundantly above all that I could have ever asked or thought, according to the power that's at work in me. Selah. I mean, if there was a box to check, sugar, you checked them all. Then it happens. The game begins. And it don't look like what you planned for. Every obstacle that you didn't think of is now trying to stop you. And three, the thoughts of defeat are bleeding like sheep without a pastor or a shepherd. What do you do now? Here's the answer. And I know this to be true. Whatever you do, please do not forfeit. You're closer than you know. And for all of the ones who are trying to get on my Tanji Scott Facebook page for whatever reason, it is not going live, but you can follow along on the other pages, okay? Just a little side note. I remember so vividly when I was a little girl growing up in the projects of Mississippi, Yorkville projects. I simply love to play outdoors sometimes. And I just believe that whatever I did outdoors, I was the greatest. I know, right? When I climbed trees with my friends Otis and Mark Terry, I wanted to be the best tree climber. Follow me. When I played kickball with Shirley and Tiny and Trouble and Stephanie, that's my Youngville crew. Hey guys. I would taunt and scream, "We gonna win because y'all don't pick me on your team." I just love being outdoors. I really did. But there were these guys, right, who were older than we were, right? And a couple of them were about 6 feet or tall, a little bit taller than 6 feet. And to me, they were like giants. And they could really play basketball. I swear, you follow me, I'm going somewhere. I guess you can say that this is when I fell in love with the game of basketball. Watching these cats, man. I mean, they could dribble and alley hoop and just, I mean, they was just real good with it. I wanted to be able to play with them. I did, but I didn't know the rules. No, seriously, I didn't know the rules of engagement. And they did. And every time we dared to play against them, of course, they would win. But no matter how many times we lost to the tall ones, we always showed up. We always showed up. Because if we didn't, we would forfeit. That's the word of the day. And that was a word that you did not want to be associated with. You followed me, right? Here's what I've learned. Anything you do in this life, there are laws or rules that must be followed. You got to adhere to them. But once you know the laws, the rules of life, it becomes predictable. Life really is predictable. You just gotta discover what the laws and the rules are. then you gotta get access. So you gotta learn what these keys are. You do remember Matthew 6:33, right? Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness, and all these things. I think that's what it means. That's what it says. Forgive me, I just lost my train of thought. I know somebody's gonna call me out. It's okay. Follow me still. You gotta unlock the laws, right? With these keys. Because they give you access and they make your way prosperous. And I know I said a lot. I know I did, and we'll get into that a little later, maybe for another show. But what happens when you have discovered the law and you apply the keys and the results are not happening? moving as quickly or within the same time frame as you thought it should. What do you do when you have tried and tried and tried? You've done all you can do, and you find yourself having a mean time experience. What do you do? May I suggest something? Whatever it takes for you to stand, and as my adult children would say, stand on business, you cannot quit. You cannot walk away. You must not give in to the what ifs. Words like, what if I fail? Or, oh my God, what if I missed God? What if it don't work? What if it wasn't the right time? And my friends, I've been there. And I've learned to fight with the best tool that I ever have been given in my life. And that's the tool of faith. Selah. See, if you do not finish what you start, if you do not go the distance, especially if you know that God Himself has called you to do it, then you'll forfeit. And forfeiture doesn't serve a purpose in any arena in your life. So, what does it mean to forfeit, Dr. Tanji? What is forfeiture? Well, according to Collins Dictionary, this word means to lose a right, privilege, or property without compensation as a consequence of violating the law. Say that one more time, real slow. Okay, I will. The word forfeit means you lose a right, privilege, or property without compensation as a consequence of violating the law. Breaching a legal obligation, failing to perform a contractual obligation or condition. This is forfeit. Let's face it, no one wants to be guilty of losing a right or privilege, nor property, especially without compensation as a consequence of violating God's law. No, ma'am. What you saying, Doc? The more you stay in God's presence, the more you are dependent on Him, the more you humble yourself and realize that there is absolutely nothing I can do without Him. I need Him. When you say this, the more you will see the hand of God in your life. After all, you do not know that it is the power, or you do know rather, that it is the power that is at work in you, the power of the living God. That's who keeps you. So no worries. I got 3 keys that you can apply to this principle to keep you from forfeiting. Key number 1, we talked about it in times past on the show. Renew your mind, but with the characteristics of who God really is. See, God is love. He is. There is no love without Him. He loves us so very much that He demonstrated just how much He really does. And I can prove it. For my scholars, you can look in John 3:16, and we're going to paraphrase it right here in the Amplified Version. For God so greatly loved and dearly prized the world that He even gave His one and only begotten Son, so that whoever believes and trusts in Him as Savior shall not perish but have eternal life. Real talk. Key number 2, cultivate self-control. You must operate in prayer. This is vital. See, prayer is you allowing God to interfere in your life. Your plans become His. See, prayer gives you direction on what your next step really should be. And the last key to keep you from forfeiting because you're closer than you know. Whew, geez, if you only knew how close you were. Real talk, real talk. The third key, remember that you forfeiting might just cause someone else. who's been watching not only what you said, but what you do, you may cause them to forfeit too. See, I'm often reminded that what I do carry consequences for not only me, but those who are assigned to me, those in my family, those who may want to see the authenticity of Christ in me. And if I say I'm a follower of Him, a representation in the earth, then I must once and for all declare with conviction I am not giving up. I am not going to forfeit, no matter what. And in closing, see, God truly designed life with you, me, us in mind. He placed success within each one of us. Yes, He did too. It's in His law. He has already equipped you, me, us with everything we need to finish what we start. In us is greatness. Oof. In us is limitless possibilities. In us is a measure of faith. In us is more than overcomer. In us is victory. We win, y'all. We win. And that's the truth, Ruth. 450-5477 is the number you can call and get your testimony on air, or 758-450-5477 if you want to use the WhatsApp application, 450-5477. All right, mister, you already know what I'm going to do. You already know. How have you ever forfeited anything
I believe
that
I
you
have.
want to talk about?
Not in particular,
Not
but
in particular.
yes. I mean, we have most of us would know that we've had our times
Yeah.
that we were after something and we we forfeited. We gave up. We gave up.
Mm.
I have given up,
Hmm.
but that's back. That's all
Yeah.
back in the past
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a new attitude, so
All
to
right
speak,
now.
about it. Yes. So yes, I have, and it did not benefit me.
It didn't benefit
Not
you.
at all, because why would I? How could I get benefit from something that I've given up on?
Ah.
So yeah, been there,
Been there.
and don't want to be there anymore.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
The road will not be smooth, but
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna get to that point.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I love you for that. I love your openness, honesty, and sincerity.
I'm completely honest. Hey, I'm no, no saint,
Yeah,
no
yeah, yeah.
angel. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
I do make my mistakes as
Oh
well,
man, come on.
and
We all do.
we can only recognize what the mistakes that we made when we accept
Amen.
the fact that we
Amen.
did make mistakes,
Absolutely.
and then from there
Yeah.
we know how to better ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. As you were talking, I was reminded of my own almost forfeiture. And I liken it to marriage. When you marry, you really are one, all right? And I don't want to get into the marriage class. I really don't, because I do that off air with couples. But I think about how once upon a time my own marriage was challenged, and it was on the road to destiny, on that destination that we took, and it just did not look like it was going to work out. And I mentioned on Friday when the lights were off and the gas was turned off, and I'll be darned, the water's off too, and you still got to get up and show up. And I wasn't necessarily by myself. I was married, and a lot of times as couples, we give up, we forfeit on one another. And it's not easy, man. Come on, life. Marriage sometimes can be, yes, I love you. And I said it before God. I love you till death do us part. But man, I don't like you right now. Oops. But I am grateful. I'm grateful that we didn't quit on one another. I'm grateful when the repos came and the foreclosures came that we we dug in, and we fell on the word instead of the word falling on us. You'll get that when I'm gone. But we walked as one and we knew that it's going to get better. It's got to get better. God is in this thing. It's going to get better. So we just we toughed it out and we were laughing, and I hope my husband don't mind me sharing this, but we were laughing one day how when I couldn't make payroll and I would do scrupulous things to make payroll, and we would get to the 12th hour and it just did not look like it was going to happen, and it happened, and how we would laugh and we would be like, man, we made it through that. And life had a way of just showing us all the reasons to give up, all the reasons to quit on one another. It's so easy. It's so easy to quit on people that you love. It's so easy, man, to quit. It is. It's easy to quit on you. But when you make up your mind and you really do renew your mind, and no, it ain't easy. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, oh man, it's a piece of cake. Just pray and fast. And no, dude, this is work. You must put in the work to be a believer. You still got to put in the work. But when you've done all you can do and you understand the assignment, and whoever's walking with you, you guys are in agreement. You're walking as one. There is absolutely nothing that you cannot do. God's in the middle of it. So, to all of those who may be thinking, this is the day that I'm going to forfeit. You may not use that word, but this is the day that I throw in the towel. Or this is the day that I say, enough is enough. I ain't going another mile with you. I quit. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Use your imagination. And if it's a relationship, what was it that attracted you to him or her? What was it that made you say, I do? Life was never designed for us to be by ourselves. So please, no forfeiting on one another, okay? All right.
Okay,
What's
so
going
just
on,
before
sir?
we end, let me just get through this message.
Yes.
Good morning, Dr. Tochi and Marlon. Marvelous Monday to you. In light of your principle today, we have been given everything we need for life and godly living. And no matter what we go through in life, we can make it if we don't give up. We will mount up with wings as eagles. We will run and not be weary, walk and not faint. What is for us. It may take days, weeks, months, or even years. It will happen. We have to wait on the Lord in patience and in prayer, in faith, and stay connected to God. The word says the race is not for the swift. We must be able to block all negativity, such as fear, doubt, worry. Always have a renewed mindset. We must believe that the enemy has been defeating and we're walking in victory, walking in power, and we must stand on God's promises. So many of them. He who has begun a good work in us, he will complete it. And that's the truth, Ruth. Have a great day.
Amen. That's our Maggie.
Yes.
But of course, Maggie, that is the truth, Ruth, and you're absolutely correct, Amundo. Thank you so very much for just showing up, man. To all of those who may stumble across this message truly is for you. Right? It is. I love you so very much. I am so grateful that you just keep showing up. You just keep showing up. Oh, and you understand the assignment. The Lord say the same and the creek don't rise. We're going to do this thing called Life and the Dr. Tanji Show on Friday. Same time, same station. Until then, be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself, love yourself. Bye.